everybody. Thank you for tuning in here to my workshop. This workshop is on how creativity can help you through anything. My name is Selomon. I've been working with creativity my whole life. I've always been making videos, trying to do writing, all kinds of creative stuff to help me through a lot of what I was going through, especially as a young child. And it helped me to express myself, helped me to find more meaning with life, helped me to connect more to the divine. And so I wanted to share this workshop with all of you. And even if you're not a quote unquote creative person, this is still something that's going to help you. I'm going to kind of explain it in a more grounded way that pertains to basically everybody. So I'm really excited for this workshop. Thank you all for tuning in here with me. This is part of Shine Online. And if you don't know Shine Online, you're just watching a replay of this workshop, then check it out at bringme2life.com/shine online. And there's a bunch of other people who are doing amazing workshops. We got some music, cool stuff like that. But I digress. We're going to get into this workshop because it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one. I want to make sure everybody has enough time. So I'm going to share my screen and get this workshop rolling. So how creativity can help you through anything. So I have a little code for this workshop, and the code is creativity. It is such a vast, infinite subject. It's also very unique. It is personal to each person. So take this information that I present to you as you will. You are free to disregard things that don't feel right to you, that don't seem, in vibe with you. But the things that do stick out to you, maybe that seem like they feel like truth, or maybe they are just something that comes out and you're very interested in, I would write that down so that you can reflect on that after this workshop is over. Because you might learn some things. You might just remember some things. I might just be presenting things that you already know, but maybe in a little bit of a different way. It's okay to get out there, to find new routines, to do things in a new way. So this is going to be great. I have some exercises, got some meditations. But until then, let's continue with the workshop. So what is creativity? It's kind of hard to describe creativity, but I attempted to. And through all the different kinds of definitions that I found out there, mixed in with my own, I came out with creativity is the use of imagination, the ability to discover ideas, connections, and solutions, to express oneself, manifesting ideas and inspiration into something physical. So it could be all that, could be one of that, could be something else, Like I said, creativity is a big, vast subject. So, like I said, take everything as you will. What feels good, keep it. What doesn't, let it go. We are all inherently creative. Like I said at the beginning of this workshop, no matter what we're going through, whether it be mental, physical, spiritual, creativity can help us. Because creativity has helped us to evolve as a species. It is one of the most essential traits of being human, I believe. And by tapping in, accessing this creativity that we all have access to, I believe it can help us get through anything. Creativity is embedded within us all. That includes scientists, doctors, philosophers, construction workers, students, baristas, accountants, anybody who is doing research, anybody who is working on a problem and looking for a solution, et cetera, et cetera. That doesn't just limit to everybody I listed. I at one point had basically anybody who does anything is a creative. So take a moment to close your eyes. Let's all take a moment. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Think about the word creativity. With your eyes closed, if you can, think about that. What comes up for you when you think of the word creativity? What comes to mind? Take a moment right now to open up your mind a little bit. Open up your mind to ideas about what it means to be creative. And let yourself outside of that box. And in doing so, we're going to be looking at some work that was published. So in 2004, a professor, Arne Dietrich of cognitive neuroscience, published some of his research. And in this, he described 4 different modes of creativity based on how it works in the brain. So this includes cognitive, deliberate, emotional, and spontaneous. So we're going to go through all those. The first one we'll go through is deliberate and cognitive. This is the type of creativity that comes from doing research, solving problems, experimenting, investigating, inventing. So you can see here we have Tesla, a picture of Tesla. I believe the neuropsychologist who wrote the four types, but he actually used Thomas Edison. But I'm gonna go with my man Tesla, Nikola Tesla, because I think he's the one who really invented electricity. Anyway, so Nikola Tesla, even Thomas Edison, yes, he was like a deliberate and cognitive kind of creative person where you are utilizing a lot of your brain, your like mathematical left side brain, and deliberately, you're consciously working on something. So he was working on, trying to find ways to power the world. Wireless energy. Let's go to the next one, deliberate and emotional. Deliberate and emotional. Emotions influence our work. This one is a balance of emotions and logic, balance of emotions and that cognitive kind of thinking, consciously working with the emotions to produce something. This could be working with emotions on a conscious level, being able to tap into them, being able to consciously evoke your creativity with your feelings, with your emotions. So when you're learning like a dance routine, you're practicing that routine a lot. And when you kind of get into it, maybe you get like your emotions riled up while you're dancing, because dancing is just a powerful form of expression and brings out a lot of emotions. So that is deliberate and emotional, very deliberately working with the emotions to produce something. The next one is spontaneous and cognitive. This happens when you are relaxing in an idea for a solution that something you've been working on for a long time finally comes to you when you're not actually working on it. So the unconscious will bring you some fresh ideas to something that you've been working on. Only after you relax and step away from the work will that fresh idea come to you. This is helpful for people who are doing research, who are working on something for a while. Maybe you get stuck, maybe you get a block. Taking a break can help you to bring in spontaneous ideas and inspiration. So I have the example of Isaac Newton here, where he was kind of relaxing, taking a break, sitting under a tree in the story that we've heard, and an apple falls and bumps him on the head or wherever, and he begins to kind of like have that spontaneous inspiration for something that he's been working on for a while. So that is spontaneous and cognitive. We got spontaneous and emotional as the last one we'll go over. And so this one is like a spiritual or philosophical discovery, maybe moments of enlightenment that kind of just happen to you. It's not something that you have been working on for a long time and finally it comes to you. It's something that's just like kind of almost like a miraculous thing that happens. If you've ever heard of somebody say, something just came to me. I didn't have any knowledge. I didn't have any experience. I just had this inspiration that I needed to do, and it just came out, and it was so beautiful and perfect. Something accomplished, something created like that, something beautiful, incredible, without somebody having to work on it for a long time. That is kind of like the idea of spontaneous and emotional creativity. It's amazing. So like I said before, I went over those types of creativity. I wanted to remind you that creativity is much, much more vast than just how it works and gets triggered within our brains. It is much more complex than just putting it into these four different categories. But this will give us a good basis. It will give us a good understanding to start from when we believe that, only certain people have this creativity. No, it's within us, not only like on a spiritual level, but on a physical level within our brains. Like all of our brains have these things. So it's something we can all do. Everyone has the processes. Everybody has these capabilities of working with creativity. It is an energy, and we can all tap into it. And this is tapping into it will help us to grow, help us to evolve, learn, express, heal, and find meaning in life, plus a whole bunch of mother effing other stuff. So let's keep it rolling, shall we? So which ones do you feel most drawn to right now? Take a moment to think about these. Deliberate and cognitive, basically like Nikola Tesla, working hard, inventing things. Deliberate and emotional, So like a dance routine, somebody who's been working on their dance routine for a long time, but while they're doing it, it evokes a lot of emotions. They are able to work with these emotions in that work, in that piece, in that dance routine, something like that. Spontaneous and cognitive, where you've been working on something for a long time, you've put a lot of energy and time, you've developed a skill, but still you had some kind of block appear. And then you're like, I need to take a break. You go and relax. You go smoke. You go, watch a TV, your favorite show, listen to music, whatever it is. And then that spark comes to you, a solution comes to you, something comes to you that will help you to move forward with what you are working on. And then spontaneous and emotional. So when those kind of enlightened moments happen to you where it's like unconscious, but very emotional, very like spontaneous, you just have this inspiration of something coming to you, you do it, and you're amazed at how well it worked out. So what calls to you? Think about that. Which ones do you think you experience more than others? And are there any other combinations that you think would work? Think about that. You can write it down. If you're listening live, put it in the chat. If you're watching the replay of this workshop, you can pause it and you can answer these questions. And I am going to keep it moving because I want to make sure everybody has enough time in the Shine Online event. And, I want to value everybody's time and energy. So thank you for sticking with us. We do have some exercises. We got a meditation coming up in just a few slides. So let's talk about some of the struggles that we all experience. And then after that, we can get into how creativity can help us to get through these struggles. Because like I said, creativity can help us through anything. I know a lot of us are struggling with different things right now. So let's talk about some of the main common ones. First one would be mental, like depression, stress, anxiety, insomnia, brain fog, etc., things like that. Number two, spiritual, such as feeling disconnected. Maybe you feel like you don't have a purpose in life. You feel lost, uninspired, out of touch with who you are. Maybe you feel like there's no point. Third common struggle is material, including being unstable financially, lacking materials that we need to enjoy life or to accomplish goals or dreams. If a car breaks down, something outside of ourselves needs fixed. Could be not having enough food, etc., etc. Number four, physical struggles like poor health, bad diet, pain, any issue that deals with our physical body. These are four of the, I would say, common struggles that we all experience. And obviously there's going to be a lot more. So if you are experiencing something outside of this, that is okay. Type it in the chat, write it down as well. Do you deal with any of the ones that I listed? If yes, then continue to watch the workshop here because I will be sharing exercises that I hope will help you to work through anything that you're facing right now. If you don't deal with anything that I listed, then please share with us your secret to living a healthy and happy life. Or if you are experiencing something else, please let me know because I would like to continue to improve this workshop here. Either way, some of the exercises that we're going to do here very soon will help us to feel like we have a purpose in life. There's a purpose to the pain. There's a purpose to whatever we're struggling with. And we're going to help to release all of that. We're going to release whatever may be holding us back. If you are already familiar with creativity, with some of the exercises that we're going to do, that's okay because these are going to help you to loosen up. They're going to help you to get out of your usual routines. So even if you've done some of these things before, maybe you haven't done them quite the same or in the same order or whatever. So it's going to be a little bit differently. So stay with us here. Before we do any of the exercises, before we list those off, we're going to meditate. And this meditation is going to help us to accept and acknowledge everything that we might be going through right now. And during this meditation, creative solutions may present themselves. Take note of them. But don't worry if nothing comes up. If instead problems or struggles come up, you can write those down too. Just allow whatever experience to come through and know that what is happening to you is meant to be. So when you're ready, let's get comfortable. Whatever you feel you need to do to be comfortable, you can sit down, you can lie down. Try to keep your back straight if you can. Make sure you have good posture. Breathe consciously. Notice your inhales and your exhales. Allow any thoughts, allow any feelings or emotions to arise as you continue to breathe and relax. And while you breathe and relax, you allow any thoughts, feelings, emotions to come up. And just accept and acknowledge everything without judgment. Nothing is good or bad here. Just accept it without any judgment. Let yourself know that you are safe, you are protected. It is okay right now to let anything come up so that you can acknowledge, so that you can accept, so that you can heal from. Just continue to breathe and relax and allow everything to flow in and out. Send love and give thanks for everything that does come up for you, because it means that you are ready to heal from it. And that is a thing to be grateful for. Finally being able to heal, finally being able to let go or move on. Send love and give thanks for everything that comes up. Continue to send love and continue to give thanks and open up to any messages that may come from any of the things that you are acknowledging and accepting. Just give them all this opportunity to talk to you, to communicate with you. Sometimes that's all they need before they're ready to be released. If any messages do come up, you can write them down. You can comment with them. Just continue to send love and thanks to everything and listen for any messages that might come up. Think about what ways could creativity help you with anything that is coming up right now. How can creativity help you? Do any of the 4 modes that we talk about, could any of those help? Maybe you need to take a break from something and let that spontaneous inspiration come. Maybe you're ready to utilize the cognitive and deliberate creativity to help you research, to help you study. If you're dealing with any physical pain, maybe messages will come up for you to help you with that. Give you recommendations on what food or vitamins could help you. Maybe some movements that would help you. Maybe a visualization of something that would help to send chemicals through your body to help it to feel better. What ways could creativity help you with anything that's coming up right now? Could correlate to one of the modes that we discussed. It could be something totally different. Just see how creativity will help you. Most of the time, we do suffer more just thinking about the past or the future than what we're dealing with in the present moment. So let it all go. And when you're ready, begin to bring your mind to the present moment. So if you haven't already, begin to let everything go, bringing your mind to the present moment. And right now, you are here. You are alive. You have opportunities to heal and to grow right now. When you're ready to end the meditation, begin to move your body bit by bit, starting with your fingers and your toes. You can stay in this meditation, or when you're ready to come out, take a deep inhale. A deep exhale. And if you haven't, open your eyes, come back from the meditation. So we're going to move on here with some exercises, and these are going to be kind of short, but I would encourage you, if you are watching the replay, pause it, do the exercises. If not, then keep it. Keep these ideas, do them when you have time. So the first one we're going to do is a storytelling exercise. And you can continue to do this one while I share all the rest of them. But this one, since we just did our meditation, maybe things did come up for us. We can imagine some of those more difficult things that we might be going through right now. And whatever it is, we're going to take those and we're going to make them into characters. So whatever you're dealing with, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's pain, a mental blockage, maybe it's an actual person, whatever you're dealing with, imagine them as a character. Give them clothes. Imagine how they would talk, what they would sound like. What kind of mannerisms would they have? Choose a name for each one that comes up for you, each character, create a name for them, and write them down on a piece of paper, or type them into the chat, type them into your phone. And what I would like you to do now is to create a short story. It could be longer if you want it, but since we're a little limited with the workshop here, I create a very short story from these characters, from their perspective. Imagine that in the story, maybe they seem like the bad guys at first, but near the end, it shows that they were actually there to help. So if you've ever watched the Harry Potter series or read the Harry Potter books, think of Snape's character arc in Harry Potter. So for a lot of the movie, he was unknown if he was on Team Dumbledore or Team Voldemort. So kind of think of something like that. Like, you don't know if they're good or they're bad, but in the end, you realize that they really were there for the better. So create that kind of story right now. It could be very short. Maybe so, like if you're dealing with stress, you name stress Stretta, and Stretta goes to the supermarket, and in the supermarket, Stretta knocks something over, and it crashes and breaks and creates a big mess, and someone has to come and clean that mess up. But then we realize that Stretta knocked that thing off because it was moldy, and she knew the store was going to try and sell it to somebody, and they could have gotten sick, but she knocked it off and broke it. So she saved somebody. I don't know. That's just a very loose example. You can continue to work on that while we go through some of the other exercises, but that is a good one. I really like utilizing storytelling. This one is helpful because it gives you a different perspective on your pain, on whatever difficulties you are going through right now. It puts them in a different perspective. And, life is a lot of, there's a lot that we can't control in life, but what we can control is our attitudes. And when we are able to switch up our perspectives, our attitudes can shift along with those. So switching up our attitude to whatever we're going through can help us to let it go. It can help us to move through that easier, move through that smoother, so this is a good exercise for that. So I hope you take the time to do this. Even if you're not a writer, it's okay. Like, you don't need something long. It could be a paragraph, could be a few pages. I don't really care. Just do your best. Forget the rest. And imagine everything you're dealing with, all the difficulties as a character in a story. And you find out their true meaning and the reason they are there to help at the end of the story. Beautiful. I hope you're all enjoying this. Let me know in the comments what you think So far, are you still here? Are you enjoying this? Would love to know. We're going to keep on moving. This one is an exercise to help you overcome research fatigue or writer's block or artist block, any kind of blockage. So when you've been working hard on something for a long time and you stumble and you find a block, it could be a mental block, it could be something else, just take at least 10 minutes to step back and go do something mindless. So I am giving you permission to go read your favorite book, go for a drive, watch an episode of your favorite show, do something that you aren't forced to think for a while if you come upon a block. Keep a notebook or something you can write with. When you do take a relaxing break, when you go and do something else for a while, take a notebook with you, because there are a lot of times, no pressure, but a lot of times while the mind is relaxed, ideas will start to pop in. So you're going to want to write those down. So while you're relaxing, have a little notebook or something just in case. But yeah, do something mindless for a while. I think this would help. So this is an example of a spontaneous cognitive mode of creativity, is taking that break after you've been working for a while and not worrying about it. And a lot of times that's when good inspiration comes. That's an exercise that you're all welcome to do on your own time. If you've been working on something for a while, you have my permission to take a break. Moving on. Okay, this exercise will help with physical ailments like pain, numbness. Maybe you have restricted movement, whatever it might be with the physical body. This is an exercise for all of them. So our bodies are incredible machines. They can do a lot for us during our lives. But sometimes things happen and our bodies will experience unpleasant sensations. So for this exercise, I'm gonna have you listen to some music, because music has played a very healing role in our world for a long time. So listen to some music, look for stuff that includes singing bowls or 432 hertz or 528 hertz, anything with lyrics about healing, anything that lifts you up and raises your vibration, because that's going to help you to, really get a lot of energy, and healing takes energy. So when you listen to the music, it boosts your energy. That's going to help with your healing. Also, and now this is one of the more important parts. Also, while you listen to this music, use your imagination. Visualize a healing light spreading through your body to all the parts that need it. The power of the mind, the power that the mind has on our healing, has been found to be very significant. There's proof in the pudding that our minds are super powerful when it comes to healing. So visualize this healing light, attach emotions and feelings into this visualization, healing your body. So feel as if it really is healing your body. Feel as if it is spreading through your body as much as you can. Put emotion into it. What would the emotion be like if it was healing? Would you feel a lot of love? Would you feel like relief because finally this has happened, like this pain has released or maybe been subsided? Do this visualization, attach emotions and feelings into the visualization of your healing. The power of the mind is huge, huge. I have a link toward some studies on it. So if you're interested, find the contact form on bringmetolife.com/contact us with a little dash in between the words, contact us. Moving on. This one is a getting artsy exercise, and you can see our friend Shannon there, who is excited about it because she's an artsy girl. So this one is going to be utilizing spontaneous and emotional mode of creativity, which is very exciting. So wherever you're at, if you can, grab some art supplies. This could be a pencil and paper, it could be a canvas and some paint, could be whatever you feel like grabbing. Whatever you feel like grabbing, some construction paper, some magazines, whatever it is you're into, grab some art supplies. If you're watching this on replay, you can pause this video whenever you would like as you do this exercise. Or if you're listening live, just do your best, and we'd love to hear what you come up with. If you do come up with something that you painted or you created or you made, we'd love to see it. So share it on Instagram, tag our profile, Bring Me to Life Network, or on Facebook or wherever you're at. Make sure that we can see it, because we'd love to see you and see what you created and help support you. So anyway, we're going to grab those art supplies and we're going to create something just spontaneously, spontaneous and emotional. So Bring up your emotions. What emotions are you feeling right now? And create something very spontaneous from that. It doesn't matter if you're very talented in this medium. It doesn't matter if you're doing something for the very first time. This is spontaneous and emotional. I have some words that I included if you'd like to incorporate those for an extra bonus. They are healing, emotional, blessed, balance, present, shine, create, acceptance, love, space. If you can, try to incorporate those into whatever art piece you create. And just be spontaneous, be emotional. Don't feel like you need to do something that you always do. You don't need to do a technique that you're comfortable with. You could do anything right now, just letting the emotions come through into whatever you're working on. This is a great exercise. I'd love for you to try at home if you're not able to right now. We're going to keep this moving. This is the walking method. And this is good for all problems. Anytime you stumble upon a problem, anytime you're struggling with something, no matter what it is, we can go for a walk. Whatever you're experiencing, if you can, go for a walk. It can be a short walk, just to the mailbox, even if that's all you can motivate yourself to do. But go for a walk and hold whatever problem you have in your mind during that walk. You can play some of your favorite music, but be aware of the problem that you're facing while you take in your surroundings. Look at the trees. Notice how the branches and the leaves look. Take in little detail of the surrounding area. And while you walk, imagine near the end of your walk, maybe a solution will pop up within the environment. So look for signs in the environment of some kind of solution, of some kind of inspiration, something that will help you to move forward. Or if you would like, you could just walk and imagine that the pain begins to fade away, that discomfort begins to fade away, and any stress or anxiety fades away. So recently I was dealing with some pain in my base chakra, and I went for a hike. It was actually a pretty intense hike. Like I did a lot of climbing and a lot of walking, but by the end of it, my body felt a lot better. And the only thing I did the whole time was just imagine that pain was with each step healing. And it's not like I'm trying to ignore the pain or just immediately let it go away, but it's understanding. That's why we look for solutions in the environment. So messages that the pain might have may come up in the environment. We're not trying to bypass anything. We're not trying to bypass anything you're experiencing, any pain, any negativity, any whatever. We're not bypassing that. We're accepting and acknowledging that. And when we go for a walk, we can see it within the environment. And that will help us to understand, to accept, acknowledge, and then be able to transcend. So that is the walking method. I've used it plenty of times. I worked with it plenty of times. It is something that my Celtic ancestors also had, so I pass that on to you. And thank you all for being a part of this workshop. No matter what it is you are experiencing in life right now, I'm sending you all so much love and so much healing. Let's all take a deep breath in together right now. You ready? In 3, 2, 1, deep breath in. Hold. And a 3, 2, 1, deep exhale. And hold. Then we're going to breathe normally again. My name is Selomon. You can follow me on social media at Selomon Official. If you would like to leave any feedback, I would appreciate whatever you have to say. You can fill out the form at bringmetolife.com/contact us. I hope that this workshop reached you in a respectful way, in a way that is helpful, in a way that will help you to work through anything you might be going through, not to bypass, but to accept, acknowledge, to understand, and to then finally be able to move on. You know, it's okay to experience and to acknowledge, but to hold on, sometimes that's when the problems begin to happen. So thank you all for being here as part of this workshop, how creativity can help you through anything.
Thanks for shining on with us.